Hey guys, it's that time of year again, the time of year when everybody's upset about what the school system wants to do. So, last year, on the same day, I posted my video and I challenged the superintendent. Well, this year, I'm posting another video. But I want you to wait to the very end to see who's got the challenge this year. As you know, there's like very different scenarios or places that they can change, and they can close a school or repurpose a school or however they want to say it. It's the same. They're closing schools. First off, I just want to talk about the western side of Rockingham County, which is where I'm from, the Stoneville, Madison, Median area. To me, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to close Dillard and split those kids between Stoneville and Huntsville when you already have two schools in Madison and Median, two elementary schools. You have New Vision and you have Dillard. Now I know some of my friends have kids that go to New Vision. You're probably going to be mad at me, but why not just combine the two schools, limit the number of children that can be in the year-round program, and run them both out of Dillard? That makes the most sense. You don't have to move the kids. You don't have to split the kids. Kids that have been together since kindergarten, and you're going to split them up. Give us, also, if you're going to do that, give us some Head Start classrooms. Give us a parent resource center. Because on the western side of the county, we don't have a parent resource center. We have to drive either to Eden or Reedsville. And most of the time, the people who need to use the parent resource center don't have the means of getting over to Eden or Reedsville. But they would be able to get to one in Madison. Really hope we get a parent resource center on our side of the county. Now, as far as Eden and Reedsville, I don't know as much about you guys and your situation, but to me, it just makes logical sense for, if they want to close or repurpose Draper, then just move those kids. Keep those kids in Eden. What sense does it make to send them all over to Lincoln? None whatsoever. And as far as South End is, why split those children up between Monroe and Williamsburg? Just send those kids to Moss Street. That just makes the most sense. And I know that we had a data research study done by Mr. Dudley with the Operations Research and Educations Laboratory. You know, I understand, and it's data-based. But that's the problem. It's data-based. It doesn't take into effect our children and what our children need. Sometimes you have to overlook data and just use your common sense and use your logical sense. Because just because it looks good on paper doesn't mean it's going to be good for anybody. You're splitting up children. You're having children bust over farther than what they need to be bust now. And I know data-wise it says it'll be better, but not necessarily. That's what's wrong with school now. It's all about the numbers. They don't care. I shouldn't say they don't care. They care about the children, but the children are a number first. It's all about the numbers. How many kids? And if you pay attention to the bottom of that website post that they have, it says they can do scenario 1, 2, and or 3, which tells me they're going to try to close 3 schools. So, here comes the challenge. The challenge is, one, for the parents. Because last year, I got great feedback on the video, and everybody was all gung-ho. We had a community meeting, and I had about a dozen people show up, and that was it. So my challenge is for you this time. If you're so gung-ho and you want to see change, you've got to speak up. You've got to tell people. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you're not squeaking, you're going to get passed by. I don't want anybody in Rockingham County to get passed by. I want the children to all get what they need. But if we don't voice our opinions and we don't say what we need to say, they're not going to listen to us. So you need to make those community meetings at those high schools, and you need to let your voice be heard. And if you get there and you don't think that your voices are being heard, email, phone call. Worry them to death at central office. So my challenge, my first one, is for you this year. My second one is for the school board. Where you at? Last year, I pointed out that there were no administration cuts. And there have yet to be any administration cuts. If we're cutting 14 teacher positions, I want to see 7 admin positions cut. This is ridiculous. They might be cutting money, but they're retiring out the old folks and replacing them with people making half the money. So it looks as though they're cutting, but they're not really cutting. They're not cutting anything except how much salary they're paying out. They're not cutting positions. We are affecting our children on a daily basis, but we're not requiring the people who are handing down these rules to be held to the same standard. So school board, where you at? Where you at? Y'all know who I am. Y'all know where to get me. If you want to accept my challenge, I'm ready.